Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Central Phoenix City, Alabama. I'm here with Roderick McKenzie. He is acting head coach today for the Force. We are here at Traywick Field at Harrison Stadium. I am Freddie Flowers Jr., the voice of Moxie Media. How are you doing, Roderick?
I'm living. I'm experiencing game day. So from a coach's perspective, it's interesting.
Their reputation precedes them. It goes without saying. This is your first year in APDFL. You guys have won everywhere you have gone. You have something on your hands to show, and I want y'all to look at this. Yeah, that's a lot of bling right there. What is your expectations this year for the Force?
Well, as part of the Force, we've always seeked out the best competition. We've played in many leagues, and we've been challenged multiple times. We heard about the APDFL years ago. We should have joined years ago. We're here to see where we stack up against the best in the nation. And today, facing their champ, I'm sure we'll find out.
All right, and Brad Warren, come on in here. That's head coach of the Storm. Coach Warren, good to see you.
How you doing, Coach?
Now, Coach Warren, we're glad to see you. And now, I was here last year when JoJo had that pick six to kick things off in that championship game. How do you all feel going into this season? Now, the Force here, you know, their reputation precedes them. They're now in APDFL. This game could be a banger. What do you see as far as matchups go? How you guys perceive this game?
It's going to be a game between two good teams. Their reputation precedes them. So we know what they bring to the table. You know, we did our research. You know, they don't sneak up on anybody. And matter of fact, they don't try to. So it's just going to be a good game between two good teams. But it's going to be football. You know, we got two class organizations, so it should be some good football.
And what are your expectations for Columbus this season? Last season, I understand there's a first championship that they have won. And there's something about crossing that milestone. But like you said, it's all new. That's behind you. That trophy is sitting somewhere on a shelf. How do you keep the guys motivated to keep the momentum going?
Well, once you win the championship, you go from being a hunter to the hunted. So you understand you're going to get everybody's best every week. So you have to prepare. You have to do 10 times better than you did to get there, to stay there. So that's the message.
Absolutely. Now, Coach McKenzie, you and I were sharing this earlier, that being on the top, just as Coach Warren said, is really tough. And the Force has been there and stayed on the top. We were talking about the proverbial pyramid, that once you get up there, that footing gets narrower and it gets easy to get knocked off your balance and pushed off. How do you get your guys prepared for this season and to maintain those winning ways?
Simply, Coach, we let them know that everybody's gunning for them. Yesterday's best is not today's best. Every day we got to be a little bit better. And just because that footing gets smaller, that don't mean we get a chance to slip up. Because any small mistake, you don't just slip down a rung, you fall to the bottom. That snowball effect takes place. We've been the best, and we've taken a loss before. That loss affected our locker room like nothing else before. I've never seen something reverberate like it did. We recovered, but now that we're facing stiffer competition, will we be able to do that? Today is a measuring stick. We take on the champ of this league to see where we stand.
Well, there you have it, fans. We're getting ready for a banger. It is the Commissioner's Classic. We're getting ready to get this underway in just a few minutes. Coach, appreciate you for your time. Coach, appreciate you for your time. Good luck to both teams, and we'll see you in just a few. Fourth, been methodical. Well, they're not going to get away with that. Awesome. That pass is tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing. All right, fans, welcome to Trey Wickfield and Garrett Harrison Stadium here in Central Phoenix City, Alabama. As the champions of the APDFL, as it currently stands, since they've won it last year, the Columbus Storm welcome in the Alabama Force. Now, this game should be a banger because both of these teams are strong. The Force goes without saying, they have won championships everywhere they have gone, and they're expecting to do the same thing here in APDFL. The Storm looking to build on last year's success. They want to keep things rolling. But as Coach Brad Warren said, hey, that's last year's news. We have to build for this year's character, this year's story. As we shared earlier, for both of these teams, it's tough staying on the top because that ground gets narrower as you hit the peak of the mountain and everyone is looking to knock you off. It's about 50 degrees or so outside, but the temperatures are going to be dropping as the sun sets here at the stadium. Will the cold have an effect on the game? Will it have an effect on the passing game? We'll see. Columbus brings a big line. I'm expecting them to, maybe grind it out a little bit. They're going to pound on them. The Force bringing what they brung, and that's speed. They've always had that. They fly around the ball. So with some sure tackling, we'll see what happens. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. Check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, all the social medias. Make sure you check it out. Tell your family and friends. We got some great football coming up, coming from the APDFL and brought to you by Moxie Media. We'll be right back. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray. All right, the Columbus Storm is taking the field now, and the force lining up. And from what I can tell, the force will be kicking off as they set the ball at the 35-yard line. The force, if you're watching, fans, they're going to be to your left. The Storm to the right. The Storm wearing the gray with black and yellow accents. The force, they're in the purple, black, red, and gold. Moxie Media is glad that you're here with us on this lovely Saturday afternoon. Number 83 is going to be handling the kicking chores. That is Jacob Borden. And let's see who they're going to have back deep for Columbus. Number 9, Artavius Lyles, back there, along with his partner in crime, if you will, Kobe Collins, number 7. And Columbus trying to get their players set into position. So Borden gets ready to kick. And we are underway. And that one's going to be returned by number 7, and he finds a seam. And he's going to be brought down by number 30 of the force, Steve Berry. Collins on the return for Columbus. Some healthy yards on that. And they'll start out with excellent field position. And that ball is going to be spotted just shy of the 44-yard line, ultimately spotted at the 43. Ball is set at the far hash mark. So Columbus starting out on offense, and that is a big line. Shotgun formation, single man in the backfield, hand off to number 26, and he breaks a few tackles, gets himself out of trouble there. Number 26, the ball carrier, that is Cordell Johnson. He's going to be met by a host of Force defenders. And one of the things that the Force does well is they get defensive penetration on the ball, but getting that first tackle on contact is going to be important in this game. So we will see what happens. Number 33, Trey Hayes, leading the way for the Force. So they drop back this time to pass. They roll out, and that pass is going to be broken up. It is going to be incomplete. Believe that was Jaquin Vines trying to hook up with number 18, Trey Crittenden. So that'll bring up third, and we'll call that a long 8. So Vines in shotgun once again. Here come the Force. They get some penetration, and I believe there was a hand on the ball. The intended receiver, number 3, Duke Mahone. And that's going to bring up fourth down. So the Force coming out here and able to get in the backfield and create some disruption. And that brings up fourth down. So number 12 takes the field. That is Slayton Graham. He handles place kicking and punting chores for Columbus. Back deep, number 6, William Elam for the Force. Brandon Young getting out there for Columbus. That punt goes away. No early game shenanigans here. And that thing is going to take a bounce, and it'll ultimately be down to around the 28-yard line where the Force will start on offense. So the Force's defense does what it usually does. And you got to understand, these guys are knocking off some rust as well. They've had some practices, but this is the first contest of the year. So no surprise if they're a little bit shaky getting off the start of the season. Now, Columbus has a speedy defense too. Jackson signaling to the sideline. And you look at those two guards right there for the Force. That is a big line, 66, 75, and 59. So they started shotgun, plenty of protection, put it up in the air quickly. And there's the flag. And I'm not surprised that came out. Number 10 on the defense, and that's Deontay Williams. And that is interference against Columbus. And you had to wonder what was happening because he threw his hands up quickly. After that play, the intended receiver, Darren Clark. So the Force get a break early. And so after the penalty, the ball goes to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 44. Rashad Louis, who spent some time at quarterback last season, out in the wide position. There's a handoff. He has to get a grip on it fast. And he's going to be met by number 6, Joseph JoJo Ray. Devontae Berry, the ball carrier, he's only going to get about 2 yards out of that. So the ball goes to the 47, or make that. So he gets about, he gets about 3 yards with it spotted there. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Got 2 wide, single man in the backfield, shotgun formation. There's the snap, looking for time, puts it in the air, and that is going to be overthrown. Clack, the intended receiver. Linson pointing at him. Bajan Clack, the intended receiver. So 3rd and 3. So the ball stays at the 47-yard line, and DeForest feeling the defense of Columbus out, trying to figure out what's the best way to break it. And the force is going to call a timeout. There's something that Coach McKenzie sees. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. DeForest having taken a timeout early in the game. You know, the timeouts in the first half, not as critical as they are in the second half. Number 17 puts it in the air, and that one is caught. Number 1, Darren Clark gets it, but we have an injury on the field. Number 17's pass is complete. And he's going to be brought down by number 40, Zach Jackson. Shaken up a little bit, but he's able to come off the field is Clark. Christian Briscoe zipping it in there for a first down for the Force. And somebody might want to talk to the down and distance guy because his chain is not where it should be. Got to straighten out that stick. The inside give to number 3, Justin Ellis. He's going to be met by some defenders and one of the Storm players. A little extracurricular activity going on down there. That ball spotted near the 34-yard line. So let's see what we have here. Who's that going to be against? Personal foul, and that's going to go against the Force. You saw Coach McKenzie jump all over number 27, Devontae Berry. And that is what you call one of those needless penalties. And that's going to put them back inside just about to their own territory with the ball just across the 50-yard line in the wrong direction for the Force. So we'll see what happens now as it is second down and about 23 for the Force at this point. And you do not want to go backwards against a team like Columbus. It's hard enough to get the yards you get, but you don't want to go in reverse, so they're going to have to put it in the air. And that's exactly what they do. And that pass is complete. Huge catch. Ray on the defense. Number 2, Fred Bowers with a great catch. And that's not easy against a player like JoJo Ray. Watch this. Christian Briscoe hooks up with Bowers. Nothing Ray can do about it. Perfectly thrown ball. Puts it at the 21-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for the Force. And one of the questions coming into today's game was, were they going to be able to put it in the air? And so far, so good for the Force. Let's keep in mind, Ray had that pick 6 last year in the championship game, and a hole blows open for number 17. Briscoe keeps it. He's going to be brought down by Zachary Jackson. So that's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Force. Ball goes to the 13-yard line. And one of the things you want to watch is body language. And that big line, we talked about it. For the Force, you know, we said that earlier. Those are some big boys down there, and they're running right behind them. Briscoe puts it up in the air, and that one is caught. They call it a touchdown. They say it is good. Number 4, Rashad Louis with the grab. Let's go to the replay here. Briscoe in shotgun formation. And he has a clean pocket. And just like that, Rashad Louis pulls it out of the air. Number 10, the defender, Deontay Williams. And that's just one of those plays where you got to compete for the ball and somebody's got to win. And the Force did just that. And on the comedy side of things, I would recommend that the Force get in contact with a tailor because those boys are big and that's a lot of moon hanging out there. We have a flag on the field. So it looks like there's an illegal substitution. So that'll cost them a few yards. Nothing that'll, as they say, you know, cause the earth to turn on its axis, but nonetheless makes it slightly more difficult. So number 19, Bronson Young, gets set for the PAT. And he gets it down, and it's blocked. It is blocked. Number 5 getting back there, and that is Travis Jones. Let's watch this again. I mean, they came and brought the house. It is blocked, and number 5, Travis Jones, has the mindset because that could have easily been a score. Nonetheless, the Force able to stop him before he continues on, so they will kick off. And fans, make sure that you tell everyone that APDFL is live on Facebook, X, YouTube, all the social medias. Be sure to check it out. Moxie Media thanks you for your patronage and watching today's contest. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media, coming to you live from Central Phoenix City, Alabama, Trawick Field at Garrett Harrison Stadium. You'll notice that big C in the middle of the field. This is the home of the Central Phoenix City Red Devils. They're the AHSAA runners-up, having lost to Thompson High in last year's Alabama State Championships for high school football. Number 83, Jacob Borden, gets set to kick it off. The usual suspects back there to return it. That ball's going to take a hop and is going to be returned by number 7. Number 7 tries to find a seam before he's brought down by number 41. And that is Grider. So Collins on the return, Kobe Collins that is. Number 41, Ryan Grider, bringing him down quickly at the 32-yard line. And that's where they spot the ball. So Columbus will look to answer back. In a game like this, you got to think that PATs are going to become valuable. So we'll see if that missed extra point is going to come back to haunt the Force. And there's the option. Missed tackles. And the ball was loose. And the official is going to say that the ball is down. So the Storm averting a bullet, if you will, as the ball goes to the 45-yard line and nets them a first down. Johnson, the ball carrier, number 26 on that play. So to go 3 wide, they release it quickly. The big tight end, number 88 on the reception, Eddie Gilmore. He's going to be brought down by a couple of Force defenders. And, yeah, it'd take 2 or 3 to bring that big man down. And they're going to gain about 8 yards out of that play, so it'll be second down. The ball is going to be spotted at the 47-yard line inside Force territory. Force showing blitz. Shotgun formation, single man in the backfield, 3 wide. They hand it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to be wrapped up quickly. And that play is going to be blown dead. So no gain on the play. Coming up off the ground, big number 44. And that is David Cash. Had him wrapped up and wouldn't let him go anywhere. So big third down right here. Let's see, they still haven't flipped that down, and there it is. And there's some discussion going on down there with the officials. Okay, we had an official that fell down. And, you got to hand it to these officials. There's no traffic warnings on there. He is. You see him with the turf on his bottom. And that's not a small guy. Quick release, and that pass is going to be completed to number 7. Should have enough to move the sticks. Collins with the reception. So they get the first down. And that ball was going to be spotted at the 41. So Columbus testing the middle of the forced defense. The give to Johnson. Johnson is going to be tripped up quickly. Number 33 getting a hold of him, Trey Hayes. And that play probably got about a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9. The ball was at the 40. And official down there, he is not a small guy down there in the middle. He's going to have to move quickly. There is the play action pass. Brooks brings down Johnson. Malcolm Brooks in the right place at the right time, as that play had the potential to go a long way. So we have another 3rd down and about 4 yards to go with the ball at the 35-yard line. Columbus using the quick release and the play action to try to scoot down the field. Needing 4 yards to get a first. So it is 3rd and 4. Shotgun formation. And there's a whistle. Let's see what the call is. Delay of game, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. So at this point, it'll be 3rd and 9. You had a manageable situation, and then you get a 5-yard penalty. So it is now 3rd and 9 with the ball going to the 40-yard line. So this will be interesting to see what they do here. Four showing blitz, single man in the backfield. Johnson to the right. And they're under pressure. Vines tries to find someone, has someone wide open. Busted coverage. Will net a first down. Number 3 getting behind the defense, and that is Duke Mahone. There it is right there. And that is what you have to be careful of. Looking into the backfield, the receiver finds room to roam, and Columbus gets out of a 3rd and 9 and gets a fresh set of downs with the ball at the 17, and here they go again. The Force still bringing pressure. Vines with the carry. Elam in there as well as Warren for the Force to bring them down. So ultimately, no gain on the play. Ball is at the 18-yard line. I want to stand corrected there. So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10. The Force defense looking to clamp down. So Big 88 goes into motion. The give is to Johnson, but he's going to be caught up real quick by number 13. That is Torrey Harris, the strong safety. We have an injured player for the Storm on the play. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back. Corey Hines, the injured player, that is number 72, the offensive lineman. He is able to come off with some help under his own power. So let's see if that change on the offensive line makes a difference. The Force having success with penetration, and they're having success once again, and Vines having to get out of there. Gets it to the big man, but it falls in and out of the hands of number 88, Eddie Gilmore. Number 13, Torrey Harris, lurking about right there behind him. And that is going to bring up fourth down, and obviously this is a situation where you go for it or you kick it, and it looks like they're going to go for 3. So number 12 comes out to handle the chores, and that is Slayton Graham. But don't be surprised if you see a little bit of trickeration. Number 71, Bryant, coming out there to beef things up. That's Tristan Bryant for Columbus. And get it down there, and he gets it up, and it's going to be wide right. So it is no good, and the Force's defense gets the job done with 1:58 remaining in the first quarter of play. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. We are glad to be here with you, bringing you great APDFL action, the Commissioner's Classic between the Columbus Storm and from Birmingham, Alabama, visiting the Alabama Force. Thus far, both teams showing those flashes, the Force getting on the board. Columbus may have found a way to work on that Force defense. So we'll see how that plays out the rest of the game. Ball is at the 20-yard line. Force having a really good success in the air. So Briscoe, lone shark in the backfield, throws it up quickly. And number 80, the intended receiver, no flag on the play. Bryson Likely trying to turn back with the back shoulder throw. Right on the defense. So that'll bring up second down. And the Force absolutely wanting to test that secondary of Columbus after having success thus far. And they're going to go empty backfield once again. I would not be surprised if we see some blitzing out of Columbus at this point to bring some heat. So he has to roll out. That pass is complete. And number 1, Darren Clark, able to keep things moving, and he's going to have enough for the first. So the aerial attack, getting it done for the Force. The ball goes to the 36-yard line, and Clark, utilizing that speed, puts a little dressing on it, getting the extra yards beyond the first. And if there ever was a case of run what you brung, the Force are doing it. Empty backfield once again. They're going to go 5 wide. This time they fake us all out. Number 4 is going to be the ball carrier. That's Rashad Louis. He's going to be brought down by Brandon Young. And that ball is going to get to the 39-yard line, so it's a short gain of about 3 yards. So that will bring up 2nd and 7. Ball is at the 39-yard line. And I'm telling you right now, the heroes of this game are the Force offensive line. I'm just being honest with you. Oh, here's the blitz, and boy, do the Force have to pay for it. Loads of gray jerseys converge on the ball carrier to carry Shorts Jr. Number 19, Detarian Davis leading the charge. So that ball goes to the 36-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. Thought they may have lost more than that. Number 27 is next to blocker, picking up the blitz, and that ball is a laser. The intended receiver, number 5, Bajon Clack. He is overthrown, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So no doubt that this one will get punted. And the Storm defense answering the bell with 3 seconds left on the clock. Force leading the Storm 6-0. And this game is pretty much what we thought it would be, with 2 great teams on the field, nothing coming easy. JoJo Ray on the sidelines having to take a seat. Number 19 handling the punting duties, Bronson Young. There is the signal for the end of the quarter, and look at that thing take a forced bounce, and it just goes and goes, and it's continuing to go, and that thing is going to be down right at the 4-yard line. How about that? Nice work by Bronson Young. And this is the part where defense will lick his chops, but it is the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back. So that ball is at the 49-yard line. So it's at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Single man in the backfield, shotgun formation. Number 27 tries to find room, cuts it back inside, and he's actually going to lose a couple of yards on that play. Devontae Berry, the ball carrier. He's going to be met by a number of Storm defenders leading the way on that charge. Number 33 for the Storm, and that is Deshaun Johnson. So it'll now be 2nd and 13 for the Force. 12 minutes remaining in the first half of play as the clock continues to run. Force leading 6-0. Both teams pretty much having a defensive Donnybrook at this point. And there's a whistle. There's a flag, and that is a delay of game. So that'll cost them 5 yards. It'll now be 2nd and 18. And that is a delay of game. And remember what I said earlier. These teams are a little bit rusty. You know, they're coming out. This is the first game of the season. Not uncommon to see a delay of game penalty. So that ball is going to go to the 43-yard line. And that pass is picked off. That one is going to be a pick six by all counts. Number 5 taking it to the house, Travis Jones. Briscoe will wish he could get that one back. I mean, he threw it straight to Jones. And, I mean, did not read the defense at all on that play. The Storm defense getting the pick six. And that could be a momentum changer. So we will see what happens now. As number 12, Graham, comes out to attack on the PAT. And remember what I said earlier about PATs. Is this one of those deals where it comes back to haunt the Force? So Vines will have the hold. Flags blowing east. And that one is blocked. That one is blocked as well. So now we have a block PAT by both teams. And if you didn't understand earlier when we were talking to the coaches, basically, hey, this is going to be at Donnybrook. 2 championship caliber teams, and we've seen a lot of let's see what you can do and let's see what I can do better. Right down to the penalties and block kicks. 11:30 remaining in the first half of play. And these teams still trying to figure each other out. Shifting winds here in the stadium. A factor. Good crowd here in Central Phoenix City. We want to thank you guys for letting us know that you're watching. Make sure you tell your family and friends to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, X, the social medias, if you will. Moxie Media appreciates you. We love you. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. Got my extra specs on right here versus these so you can see what's going on. So there's the kick. And this time returning it is number 10, and he's accelerating. Number 10 has one person to beat, and he's going to go down the sideline. Maybe no, he is not. Number 10, Jaquavius Epps with a huge play. Number 17, I believe, finally brought him down. Let's watch Epps almost take it to the house in a big block by the Forest. There's some pancake action going on there. Number 17 saving the day for Columbus. The Force with the ball at the 16-yard line due to that return. How about that? And they go to the big man as he pounds his way up the middle, and the Force is known to do that. They will take number 3, Justin Ellis, and use him as a battering ram. And that is a 3-yard gain. That is a hard 3. And the Storm is going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back. Columbus! Nothing but great jerseys over there! Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick 6. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray. All right, we are back. And just a quick joke before they snap the ball. You know, I have these binoculars, and somebody said, maybe you need to put on your other glasses. And I said, you know, I'm getting older, born in the 60s, and there's number 17 going right up the middle. And that is Christian Briscoe. He's going to be met by a number of Columbus defenders. So not much happening on that play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 6. And that ball's going to get to the 13-yard line. But nonetheless, I always tell everyone, I said, you know, getting older is plenty of fun. And I said the one good thing about when your eyesight starts to go a little bit and you start wearing glasses that you're able to unsee some things you wish you hadn't seen. So take that for what it's worth. Nonetheless, we're getting back on top of it here with the Force pounding it down the field. And the Force is going to take a timeout. So we'll be right back. They're not going to get away with that. All right, fans, we are back after the timeout. About 10 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Force and Storm all tied up at 6 apiece. The Force will definitely want something to happen here. And that one is, he's still going. Number 1, Darren Clark with the reception from Briscoe. Oh, he's wrapped up. Jones, part of that group on the stop. That'd be Travis Jones. And that's going to be another first down, so it'll be first and goal to go for the Force. And you see Big 33 back there, so I wouldn't be surprised. And there he is. And he is grinding his way there, number 13. Getting in there to help bring him down. And that is Scott Davis, the defensive end. Trey Hayes, and he is a load. Here comes Hayes again. This time he bounces it out, and he's going to get popped. And let's see who got him. That's number 90. Amari Jackson Sr. laid him out. So it'll be third and goal to go. Third and goal to go for the Force. Trey Hayes paid the price to get the few yards that he got on that last play. Nonetheless, the Force with 2 opportunities. And I want you to look at Big 67 right there. If you're not running behind that, I don't know what you're running behind. And he stretches out. Let's see. I mean, this thing has got to be about an inch short if he doesn't make it. Number 33, Trey Hayes. And they're going to give it to him. They're going to say touchdown. I was really surprised that they didn't run right behind Marcus Tumpkin. I fully expected them to do that. So they're going to give them the score. And I know Coach Warren has some questions about that call, but it is what it is at this point. So Young back there for the PAT, having one blocked already. This one is going to be good. And the Force will take the lead 13-6 with 8:13 remaining in the first half. You know, they could talk about ifs and buts, a controversial call to be sure. Not necessarily sure myself if Trey Hayes made it, but they gave it to him. So, here we go. And back deep, number 9 and number 7. Number 9, Artavius Lyles. And number 7, Kobe Collins. Back deep for Columbus. And let's see. And they get set to kick it off. Number 83 steps it out. Jacob Borden ready to go. And he'll be running up from about the 26. And there it is. This time, number 9. Lyles trying to find room. Has a hand on him. Slips through. Still going. Still hasn't been brought down yet. And a number of Force defenders finally get a hold of him around the 40-yard line. And I think that's where they're going to give it to him at, is at the 40. So it's Columbus ball at the 40-yard line. First down, 8:01 remaining in the first half. The Force looking to maintain the momentum they had on defense to get the ball back. Columbus looking to respond to the score by the Force. Vines with the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson tries to spin his way out of it, and he's ultimately going to be brought down, coming out at the bottom of the pile. Number 23 and number 31 of the Force. Number 23, Simmons, in the heart of that action for the Force. Riggs getting a part of that action as well. Vines in shotgun. He looks for something. Has nothing as the number 15 is right there. Bernard Smith with the sack. Watch number 15. Bernard Smith slice his way through right there. He gets away from the block of number 74, Antonio Lamb. And as a result of that play, it'll be 3rd and 17. That ball is spotted at the 34-yard line. So Vines looking for some time back there. He's under pressure again. This time Johnson is out there, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds by number 13 of the Force. And that is Torrey Harris. Torrey Harris, the strong safety. Gain of about 3 on the play. Puts the ball at the 37-yard line. And then it's 4th down once again for Columbus. And this Columbus team is pretty much intact. The championship team that won the ring last year. So, Elon back deep for the Force. Number 12 getting ready to handle the chores. And that is Slayton Graham. So a delay of game against the Storm will push it back 5 yards. It's 4th down. The distance at this point is irrelevant as it's clear they're going to punt. But what it does is it does make a little bit easier as far as the return. And that, wait a minute, we have a flag on the field. False start against Columbus. That's 10 yards back. After that, 5 is tacked on. And I have to admit, I got to admit, the announcer here in the stadium, that one had me laughing as he did the backup truck beeping sound. So I got some humor here in Central Phoenix City. I got to admit, I enjoyed that one. Nonetheless, Columbus has to find a way to not get these penalties. And this snap's a little bit high, but he does get it off. And that one is going to take a big-time bounce for Columbus. And it's going to be down right at the 17-yard line. As number 8 has a little bit of fun with that, and that is Gerald B. Mason, low crawling towards the ball. So the ball is at the 17-yard line. It is 1st and 10. And that is a big break for Columbus because they had 2 sequential penalties that cost them 10 yards. Nonetheless, their punter gets off a great one, and that's Slayton Graham. And it takes a very nice bounce in favor of the Storm. 5:26 remaining in the first half. Well played game overall by both teams. I would say that Columbus needs to find their footing more offensively. And that pass is going to be complete to number 80 as he falls out of bounds. Bryson Likely. He'll get to the 24-yard line. The 8-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Force. They have to find a way to shorten the time that Briscoe has back there. And Briscoe gets rid of it quick. Number 4 cuts it back across the field, turns it up, misses, a tackle's missed, I should say, and I have to get a hold of myself, Rashad Louis. He is quite the athlete. And a loss of yardage on the play of about 4 yards will make it 3rd and 6 for the Force. Rashad Louis, I'm a little bit familiar with him as he was a quarterback for Shades Valley High School in Alabama. A talented individual. Briscoe gets rid of it quick, gets it to Louis. Louis starts to accelerate, and he's going to have enough to move the sticks, and it's going to be a first down for the Force at the 30. He's going to be run out of bounds by number 28, T.J. Moore, the defensive back. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Clock continues to run. So the Force taking their time. So the Force, they're going to go 4 wide. Single man in the backfield. Plenty of time. Puts it up. And number 80, Bryson Likely, open wide once again. Number 5, Travis Jones, there to slow him down. Watch this. Watch Likely. Just right up the middle in the seam. And that was number 6 that brought him down. I stand corrected. That is JoJo Ray, who is an outstanding player for Columbus. So the ball is at the 50. JoJo Ray saving a surefire score, it appears. This time they go inside. Number 34, the ball carrier. He's brought down by number 33, Deshaun Johnson. Number 34, Takari Shorts Jr. with some nice yardage on the play. Gain 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Force. With the ball at the 44-yard line inside Columbus territory. There's the snap and the give once again, and that ball is going to be tipped up in the air. Nice defensive work. Deontay Williams in coverage. So it'll be 3rd and 4. A little over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Force want to do something to add to that scoring total. Columbus wanting to make sure that they don't. Movement up front. Flag on the field. Let's see what that call. Offsides against Columbus, and there was movement. Not surprised by that call. Columbus trying to get the jump. So that one's going to net a first down by the penalty itself. So it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Force, and the sticks will move. The ball is going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. Clock is stopped due to the penalty at 1:53. And the Storm is going to take a timeout. We'll be right back. We're back. We're about just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half of play. The Force with a fresh set of downs due to an encroachment penalty. Number 17 with time. And they're going to give him forward progress to the 36-yard line. Number 1, Darren Clark, with the reception. Number 28, arriving at TJ Moore to slow him down. So a 2nd and 6. Ball is at the 36-yard line. And the Force's offensive line has really given Briscoe all kinds of time thus far in the contest. And I'm sure Coach Warren will make some adjustments. Number 27 breaks some tackles. And they're going to say that he was down right at the 32-yard line. And that was close because usually if you don't touch the turf, you're still alive. But apparently he did. And the Force is going to take a timeout. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. The Force taking a timeout. It's 3rd and short. They need a couple of yards to continue moving the chains. And that pass is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Clark, once again tried to put it only where he could get it just to move the sticks and get out of bounds. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And you got to know they're going for it, so that's not a surprise there. But what's going to be interesting is how the Force goes for it. And I'm looking to see who they bring in. And they don't bring in any of the bruisers. So Briscoe back there in shotgun. They give it to number 27, and he slips his way to the 30. He may be short. And that is going to be turned over on downs. Nice work by the Columbus defense. I'm really surprised. I mean, one way or the other, they had to be ready for the run, but I'm really surprised that we didn't see a big Trey Hayes or Justin Ellis back there. That's a question I guess I'll have to ask Coach Roderick McKenzie later on regarding this play. But nonetheless, it's a fresh set of downs with about half a minute remaining in the first half. And let's remember now, the Force did kick off, so they will get it back to start the second half. And pressure being brought. Collins was wide open, and he drops it. Number 6, William Elon had a beat on him. Collins could not hold on to it. So that'll bring up second down with about 21 seconds remaining in the first half. And this is where you're going to have to get your yards real quick if you want to try a field goal at least. So let's see what they do. The Force having brought pressure the entire first half. Low pass is caught. Number 3, Duke Mahone gets the grab, and he'll move the sticks as the ball goes to the 42-yard line. So the clock is stopped while they move the chains, and now it is resumed. Continues to run. There is a flag. Looks like a free play for the offense. And that is picked off, but there is a flag, and usually when it's a free play, there's the clock. It's picked off by number 11. Let's see what the call is. There's the flag. And that's going to be picked off by number 11, Ladarius Carr. But there is a flag, and they did not blow the play dead, so it's obviously against the defense. So the offense had the free play, and there will be one more play as the penalty cannot cause – the half cannot end, the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So they will have one more shot with no time on the clock. So it is an untimed down for Columbus. The pick is negated. Although in the history of video it'll show, but statistically the pick did not happen. So the Storm go 4 wide, shotgun formation, single man in the backfield. And number 44 getting back there quick, and that is kind of a duck, and it just flops to the ground. The only one there is Harris of the Force, and that's going to do it. So the first half really, to define this game, is really about the Force's defense. They have been able to spend all kinds of time in the backfield of the Columbus Storm, and they have kept their quarterback, Deontay Wright, under all kinds. Jaquin Vines under all kinds of pressure. Now, as far as the Force goes, Briscoe has had all kinds of time. Just the exact opposite. They have not been able to put any kind of pressure on Briscoe at all, so he has been able to get some passes complete and get some work done back there, and they've been able to mix it up and keep that attack balanced. We'll see what adjustments Coach McKenzie and Coach Warren makes in the second half. Very closely matched, even on penalties, even on mistakes, evenly matched teams. But we'll see what happens. 13-6 in favor of the Force right now. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. Keep watching on YouTube, X, Facebook, the social medias. tell your family and friends it is the APDFL Commissioners Classic coming to you live from Central Phoenix City, Alabama at Trawick Field at Garrett Harrison Stadium. We'll be right back.
That pass is tipped. It ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Justice JoJo Ray. Fourth, they're methodical. No, they're not going to get away with that. That pass is tipped. It ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Fourth, been methodical. No, they're not going to get away with that. Awesome. That pass is tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph JoJo Ray.
not going to get away with that.
That pass is tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray.
Fourth, they're methodical. No, they're not going to get away with that. Awesome.
That pass was tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray. Fourth and methodical. Well, they're not going to get away with that.
All right, fans, we're about to get started with the second half of play. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest thing that I noticed in the first half was that the Force was able to dominate on defense. Now, the score is only 13-6, but when I say dominate, they have really kept, Jaquin Vines on his heels the entire game. He hasn't had time to really sit back, find his receivers, and throw. So what's going to happen in the second half? What will Coach Warren do to adjust and slow down that defensive front of the Force? We'll have to wait and see. outside of that, the other thing, too, is that the Force has been able to move the ball in the air pretty effectively. So the secondary of Columbus also has to get that together. What does the Force have to do as far as not having stalled drives? They have to be able to continue and not lose momentum due to penalties or mistakes. Mistakes have caught the Force off guard. That is one of the things that Coach McKenzie is going to be talking to his players about for sure, or have talked to his players about for sure as we get ready for the kickoff. So the Force will be receiving here in the second half. Let's see, back deep. There's number 10, and Jarkavius Epps. On the return, number 29, as he slips a few tackles, and I'm going to give the turf a little more credit on that one as he tries to cut back and avoid number 22. Helmet comes off. Chris Beard on the return. Number 22 had a bead on him, and that is Dontavius Creedle, the linebacker for the Storm. This time playing some special teams. And let's keep an eye on number 33 in the middle for the Storm. He's really been a key piece. That's Deshaun Johnson in slowing down that Force offense. So the key here is, are they going to be able to get some pressure on Briscoe? We're going to find out as we get started. Shotgun formation. They're 4 wide. Briscoe still has time and has an open man, but he can't hold on to it. That is number 1, Darren Clark, in double coverage, no less. And that is number 28 in coverage that time. TJ Moore, along with number 18 in the vicinity. And that is Trey Crittenden playing some defense this time. He is normally in the wide receiver spot. So 2nd and 10. And there's a quick release to number 24 and tries to accelerate to the outside. Gives a stiff arm before he goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So gains about a yard on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Force. So the Force is on your left, Storm to your right, here starting the second half of play. We're glad you're here with us. I'm Freddie Flowers Jr., the voice of Moxie Media. We're glad that you are watching us. Tell family and friends to tune in via YouTube, Facebook, or X, all the social medias. And there's a rope, and that one is going to be broken up by number 10, and that is Deontay Williams. And he gets a hold of Clark before that goes anywhere, and there's a whistle. So let's see what's going on here. There's a sideline warning for Columbus. So Collins back deep to receive for the Storm, and back to handle the punting chores again is number 19. And I'll say this, both the punters have had an outstanding day punting the ball. Bronson Young has had the Storm pinned deep, as well as the Storm's punter has had. And the Storm are going to take a timeout early here in the second half, and that could be costly. We'll have to see what happens and how that plays out. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Columbus defense gets in there and gets the job done, and there is a high punt. And fair caught. And that's going to be spotted right around the 21-yard line. So Columbus is going to come out. The Force had a couple of opportunities if you consider the fact they got the kickoff and were not fruitful with them before the half ended and to start the half. So we'll see what Columbus does and what adjustments they make. As far as their offensive line goes, you got to love the leopard print draws one of the players are wearing. And there's number 3 with the stiff arm. And he gets the reception. And that is Mahoney getting the pass from Vines on the quick release. Solid gain of about 9 yards, and that's exactly what it is as the ball goes to the 30. Big number 9, Robertson. He'll come find me, and we'll laugh about that one. But no, this time number 2 keeps it, breaks some tackles before he's brought down by number 6. Jaquin Vines adding some spark before being brought down by the cornerback William Elam. And that's going to move the chains. Ball was spotted at the 42-yard line. First down for Columbus. And speaking of number 9, Allen Robertson, he is one of the most fun interviews that I could ever recall having, talking to various players over the years. Really a great guy, great sense of humor. This time number 26 goes up the middle, and he goes in there with a purpose for finally being brought down by big number 33. So that's Johnson, the ball carrier. Trey Hayes bringing him down, and they're running right at the heart of the defense, about a gain of 5. And the ball is spotted right at the 47-yard line. And the tempo is up a little bit coming out the huddle. So they're going to go through 4 wide. Single man in the backfield. There's a snap. They get rid of it quickly. And that one is going to be caught by Mahoney again. Duke Mahone with the grab. Vines having some time back there. And they're going to be just short of the first by about a yard. They're at the 49-yard line inside Force territory. So Vines looking to keep the momentum going. There he is a shotgun. There's the snap. Looking for an open man, and here comes the pressure, and here comes the Force. Number 33, Trey Hayes, ultimately bringing him down. Ryan Grider also bringing up the temperature, if you will. And that is going to be a loss of 10 yards on the play. And that ball's going to go all the way back to the 41-yard line. And Columbus came out in some rhythm, and I was expecting them to maintain it and continue to get rid of it quickly. But the Force bringing the blitz slowed them down. And I said it earlier, that offensive line was going to be key, and there's some miscommunication. They get rid of it. And that ball takes a hop. And ultimately it's going to be downed by the Storm. So that ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. If not the 36, let's see. That one official walking along to 36, another one walking along to 35. And it is spotted at the 36. So 9:16 remaining in the third quarter. We are coming to you live from Trawick Field at Garrett Harrison Stadium here in Central Phoenix City, Alabama, home of the Central Phoenix City Red Devils. And the Force, now they in turn start going straight at the defense, at the heart of the Storm defense, that is. The ball carrier, number 27, Devontae Berry. He's going to be brought down by a number of Columbus players. And I'm going to blame that one on the Force right there. Now, number 21 with a nice clean tackle getting in there as well as number 40, Jackson. Number 21, Moore. DJ Moore, you know, with a nice tackle back there. But I don't know, as a running back, how you don't get behind the big man over there to your left when he clearly found the road. And that pass could have been picked off. Low throw right there in front of number 3, Tino Linson. And that's going to bring up fourth down. So I think we got some execution errors right there for the Force. So this one's going to be punted. Number 7, back deep. That's Kobe Collins. Number 19 was back to punt, but we have a flag on the field. Offsides. And that's going to go against the defense. Now we got some questions to ask because the dynamics change as it is now fourth down and a long one. Let's see if the Force changes what they're going to do. Nope, they're still going to punt it. Low snap. He gets it off. High punt. Fair catch is signaled. And they're going to get that ball back at the 25-yard line. So, number 7, Kobe Collins with the fair catch. And that's another one where I'm surprised that they didn't go for it with those big backs and that big line. So ultimately the ball is spotted at the 26. First down for the Storm. About 7:34 remaining in the third quarter. The sun has set here in this area. Storm has the ball. So you got an inside handoff. And a 7-yard gain on the play. And we'll make that 8. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Ball is going to be spotted right at the 34-yard line. And let's see if the Storm can continue to punch away at that Force defense. And Johnson, the ball carrier again, and he's going to be met immediately and finds nowhere to go. As double up, Malcolm Brooks wraps him up. And a loss of yardage on the play will make this a 3rd and 5. Ball goes back to the 31-yard line. So the Force's defense still doing what they do. And I would say that what Columbus should do is, go back to that quick release, keep chipping away at them, You know what they say, if you can get 4 yards at a time, 3 times 4 equals 12, and that keeps the chains moving. So let's see what they do this time. He goes back inside, does the QB, then he dumps it off to number 26, Johnson. Johnson spins out of it. Johnson looking for room before he is going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. So watch Vines. Vines gets under pressure, steps up, and chucks it up to Johnson. Johnson cuts back inside with a spin move before the force can close in on him at the 40 inside their own territory. So there's Vines again, and he right in the middle, number 18 with the reception. That is Crittenden. And once again, Brooks with the tackle. And we've got an injured player on the field. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back.
That pass is tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray.
All right, Trey Crittenden able to come off under his own power. Looked like he may have had a groin pull there, so we'll see what happens. He's been instrumental on this drive thus far. Oh, Vines trying to find time and has to get rid of it as he's going down. Number 44 back there for the force, bringing the pressure on Vines. David Cash, the defensive tackle, bringing the heat, and that'll bring up second down. Ball is at the 30-yard line with 4:53 remaining in the third quarter. So Vines in shotgun, trying to find some room. Gives the option to number 17, and he's going to be brought down quickly. Clock continues to run. He does not get out of bounds. Number 17, the ball carrier. Did not have his name on the roster, but his last name is Smith. Believe that was Grider lurking about on that stop along with number 21, Rashad Clark. Vines under pressure once again, dumps it off. And number 3, Duke Mahone, gets to the 10. And the Storm finding a way to get it done and keep drives alive. Force able to bring the pressure still, but this time able to find an open man. Let's see if they can punch it into the end zone and tie this thing up. So here comes Vines. Vines looking, and there's some pressure. Tries to find a gap. It's up in the air. Nearly picked off. That ball was tipped up in the air. And I'm telling you, that was about as close as you can get to avoiding disaster on what is right now a very nice clock-eating drive by the Storm. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal to go. Ball is right at the 10. Vines looking for Tom. Wait a minute. False start. And that's going to cost them 5 yards. And the yards have not come cheap against the Force. So the last thing you want to do is go backwards. I will say this, however, the way they have been able to move the ball by catching open space over the middle or in the flat, they may be able to take advantage of this. So let's see what happens. Vines has not had a lot of time, just like in the first half, but this time he's been able to keep that thing going. Come the Force again, and he finds a seam. And he's going to go down at the 5-yard line. Number 15 bringing him down, and that is Bernard Smith. So Vines just wanting to keep this thing going. And it is 3rd down. I stand corrected, 4th down. So let's see what they do. And we're going to have a timeout on the field by the Storm. So we're going to take a moment, and we'll be right back with 1:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They're not going to get away with that.
That pass was tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick six. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray. Fourth has been methodical. Well, they're not going to get away with that.
We're trying to get the situation figured out with the downs. The officials are down there discussing it on the field. Right now, the down and distance marker is showing 4. And what Coach Warren is making his point, trying to make his point about is that it should be 3rd down. Now, during that series of plays, you you had the false start penalty. And then Vines, he right after that, he made it to the 5-yard line. But you also had one where you had the loss of yardage that brought it back. So right now, and honestly, and maybe I was confused a little bit too. I thought it may have been 3rd down. The tape will all shake it all out when it's all said and done. But normally that guy that's on the far side over there with the down and distance marker, he is telling him when to flip that thing. So we'll see what happens. We're about to get back onto the field. So it is 4th down. They put it in the air, and it's a touchdown for the Storm. So who cares? Doesn't matter at this point on the fade route. So Vines finds his guy in the end zone, and he sends him out there on the fade route. Watch this. Puts the move on the corner, and number 7, Kobe Collins, reels it in. So it is a touchdown, which makes that last argument regarding what down it was irrelevant. So number 12, and that is Graham, looking to put the PAT up, and it's a false start against the Storm. And, of course, your kicker gets in a rhythm and he gets ready to go. So let's see what happens here. We've seen a couple of block kicks thus far in this contest. So we can't say that it won't happen. We can't say that it will happen. We just know that it can happen. And that kick is blocked. And again, special teams comes into play as it is blocked. Let's look at the replay, see who got their hand on that. And there it is. So 1:23 remaining in the third quarter, and the Storm still trail the Force and this time by 1, as they are now getting prepared to kick it off. About 1:23 remaining before the end of the third quarter. And this game has been about everything, we said it was going to be, because it is pretty much dead even the entire contest. Champ versus champ, if you will. So Graham getting set to kick it off. Number 10 also back deep now, and that is Jacavius Epps. And let's see, that's number 27 on the return, and he has a freight train in front of him, and he's going to be brought down just at the 49-yard line. So number 27 on the return, that's Devontae Berry. That may have been Rager bringing him down. That's the linebacker normally for the Storm. So the Storm, I said earlier when they had that first drive fizzle out, why didn't they continue to do what they did to pick out the defense of the Force? And on that last drive where they scored, they did exactly that. They got the quick releases, the short routes, because the Force is bringing pressure. So what you got to do to make them relax is make them pay for it, and that's exactly what the Storm did. Big number 3, Justin Ellis. And I feel sorry for whoever he landed on. Nonetheless, loss of a yard on the play as it goes back to the 50. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Briscoe finally under pressure, and he's brought down by number 33. Watch this. Briscoe finally facing some heat today, being brought down by big number 33, Deshaun Johnson. Here we go. Watch as the pocket collapses, and he tries to escape, and Johnson right there to bring Briscoe down. Briscoe has had all day in that backfield, and they're going to let the quarter wind out. Force holding on to a 1-point lead, and that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Looks like we're going to have a fun one for the fourth as it comes up. We'll be right back on Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media, here with you at the APDFL Commissioners Classic. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. It is the fourth quarter. Let's see what happens between these two teams. It has been a fun one. The intended receiver, Clark, as he throws it out towards the sideline. So the force not really, able to run well as they have. Tries to go to the air because that is what has been their bread and butter thus far. But we'll see what they do because the ball is at the 46-yard line. So they're going to punt. And there's a flag on the field. Delay of game against the force. So back deep. Kobe Collins. That snap gets away from him, and this is bad news for the force. The Storm will take over inside the 10-yard line as it seems like the force has imploded in the second half. This has been a totally different force team than we saw in the first half, and Columbus has come alive and now look to take advantage of a huge special teams error by the force. Now we've seen 3 block kicks and now an errant snap. This right now could be the deal breaker. Depending on how the rest of this game goes, this is a lot of football left to play. But I mentioned earlier those missed PATs could come into play. We'll see what happens with that. And we'll see what Columbus does. Well, they're going to take a timeout to discuss it. We'll be right back in just a few. All right, we are back, and a huge mistake by the force with an errant snap has put the ball inside the 10-yard line. It's spotted at the 8, 1st and goal to go for the Storm, and they are looking to drive this thing right down their throat. And Jaquan Vines runs it in after being harassed all night. Watch this, and I don't think that the force was actually ready when they snapped the ball, and Vines goes right in there, dunks it over the goalpost, and rightfully so, as he has been getting harassed all night, but redemption for him as they get ready for the PAT. And that 2-point attempt is no good. So at this point, the Force trailed by 5. 13:43 remaining in the contest. And fans, we'll have to see what the Force do. Is it simply getting worn down? Is it just mental mistakes? Which one could it be? Either way, this is where it can start to make a difference. And I'm going to tell you this as well. If you look at those sidelines, you can clearly see the number of players between both of these teams and who's having to spend more time on the field and who's able to rotate. Is that a factor? So Dunklin and Epps back. Number 12, Graham, handling the kicking chores. And I'm going to be honest with you, and that thing's going to go out of bounds. So they'll get that to 35. But one of the things that, I'm watching, and on that last touchdown, it appeared to me that the Force was not ready. They had not gotten set. They were still making adjustments, and Columbus, rightfully so, snapped the ball. I would do it too. And they caught the Force asleep at the wheel and took advantage of it, and now they lead 18-13. So they're going to have them re-kick it. And so they walk this one off. And this time they'll kick it from the 30. So there's the kick by Graham. And that is just dropped. My goodness. And even, and look at the extracurricular activity. There it goes. Here comes the flags. And this is going to take a minute to get that sorted out. And we have a number of flags as this continues to go on. Kick was bobbled and dropped. And this is completely gotten out of hand. And both of these teams need to retreat to their sideline. And even in that, you see both members from both teams trying to calm everybody down. Doesn't matter who they're playing for. They're just trying to get it settled. So I want to remind the fans of that. Those in the purple are trying to calm down the ones in the gray. The ones in the gray trying to calm down the ones in the purple. And help restore order. Do not know if there's any ejections that are going to come out of this. They're going to have to talk about it for a second. I mean, in one way or the other, there's going to be offsetting penalties for sure. So the white hat trying to sort it all out. And you see it there, these two guys right there, number 19 and number 5, hugging it out. Number 19, that is Detarian Davis. Number 5 is John Clack, talking about it. And so now the coaches are out there on the field. As they try to get this all straightened out. Clock is stopped at 13 minutes and 33 seconds. And, you know, whatever it is, you got two great teams, and they're going to see each other again, okay? Let's just get that. Let's make that clear. Regardless of the outcome, these teams will see each other once again. That is going to happen. So as we continue to watch what's going on, you see the handshakes, which is what you want to see. Yeah, both head coaches on the field. Folks pleading their case. This isn't Judge Judy, however. So they're still trying to get it all shook out. The white hat talking to Coach Warren. And so we're trying to see where this goes. Obviously, both coaches with some decisions to make as they check out their roster and try to figure out what's going on. One of the officials has picked up their flag. They have one leg. So what this is going to mean at the end, we don't know for sure. So it appears number 61 is going to be ejected. Number 5 for the Storm. Appears to be coming out, and that's Travis Jones. 61 for the Storm, Chris McCarroll. Looks to be coming out of the game. In either case, it's not something you want to see. And number 41, Ryan Grider, is out there, and he's coming out of there. Simply put, what a mess. Well, the one thing that is out there is that big offensive line of the Force. They're still in there. So we got 4 wide. And that's a false start. So that's going to go backwards. And after all that, the Force go backwards for 5 yards. So the ball goes back to the 11-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 15. The Force seems like they have been thrown completely off rhythm in the second half by the Storm. Pass is complete. Number 21 with the stop. So the handoff to number 27, and he is going to scamper to the 24-yard line. Devontae Berry eventually succumbs to the turf monster after being tripped up. So it is 3rd and 2. They'll need to get to the 26 and beyond to move the chains. Briscoe on the keeper. And he's going to have a first down as he gets to the 27-yard line. So Briscoe gets there. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 27 for the Force. Columbus really doing a nice job. Briscoe and Clark with the stop and go. And right there, they're going to get to the 35. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Force utilizing that timing route. Briscoe looking to have time to throw. Here's the blitz. He steps up in the pocket. This time he keeps it, has enough for the first down, and he's going to get to the 40-yard line. Briscoe brought down by number 33, Deshaun Johnson. And Johnson has been a factor in slowing down that Force offense. So they're 4 wide. Single man in the backfield. Delay handoff. And number 90 is right there to see him. And that is Amari Jackson Sr. Not giving anyone time to run. As Takari Shorts comes off the field. Force taking their time. Stay 4 wide. Briscoe has time. And pass is overthrown. Louis, the intended receiver. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. And Briscoe had time in the pocket. Just hurried that throw. So 9:50 and some change remaining in the contest. Storm lead 18-13. This game has been a case of the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Briscoe has time, steps up, stays on his feet, and he will get to the 46-yard line before he is brought down. And Brandon Young in there on the stop along with number 90. And the Storm has no timeouts. And the Force has to go for it. Briscoe gets the snap, has time, taking his time. And there got a hand on that ball. Number 3, Tino Linson gets a hand on it, breaks up the play. Watch this right here. Jumps in front of the and does just enough to disrupt the pass to number 5, Clack. And they will take over on downs. 8:45 remaining. And let's see what the Storm do. Can they capitalize on this drive and give themselves some distance against the Force? So the Force going to be very dependent on their defense at this juncture. They're showing blitz. Here they come. There's pressure. Vines tosses it. It's, oh no! And an opportunity of a lifetime missed. O'Neal right there. And number 13, Harris right there. An errant pass, a gift from the heavens potentially, if you will, is going to fall to the turf. And they will be thinking about that one, I'm afraid, for a minute if they don't get a stop on this drive. So the Storm lines up. Here comes the Force. Johnson, the ball carrier, and I mean he's met by stiff competition, no pun intended. Number 44, David Cash, along with number 31. They just come in and, I mean, they lay the lumber. So this is going to be third down. Loss of yardage on the play will make it third. I call that a long 11, the way it shows. This is going to be huge. Vines looking for somebody there. It has him in number 18. That pass is complete to Crittenden. And Crittenden is going to move the chains. And remember what I said about a case of buyer's remorse, if you will, when they missed that opportunity on the errant pass the Force did. As that clock continues to run. Here's Vines. Vines bounces. Here's the option. Johnson, the ball carrier, is going to be brought down by number 15, Bernard Smith. Loss of yardage on the play. We'll make it second and 12. The ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. Clock continues to run. And while keeping the drive alive, that is one thing that the Storm absolutely want to do, is they want to keep that clock moving. Not looking to get out of bounds. They're going to go 4 wide. Here's the pressure. Line looks. And let's see. They said it is incomplete. Incomplete. So let's see here. We're going to watch the replay. Vines rolls out to his right. Sidearms it. And that is tough to tell. Not sure if he got the feet down or what was going on. That's a bang-bang play. It appeared he dragged his foot, but the Zebras have the final say, so. Vines looking downfield. Has a little bit of pressure. And that one is picked up by 18. 18 still on his feet. There's a flag on the play. Crittenden right there. And Vines is down. So we have an injury timeout. And we've got 2 players down. We're going to take an injury timeout, and we'll be right back.
That pass was tipped and ultimately picked off by Columbus. Nothing but great jerseys over there. Still on his feet. He stays in bounds. Has one to beat. This is going to be a pick 6. And if anybody deserved it, that is Joseph Joe Ray.
Mm, 4:59 remaining in the contest. Ball was at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal to go for the Storm. However, 2 big-time players, Jaquin Vines and Duke Mahone, have come off the field. These guys have been putting in the yeoman's work offensively for the Storm, so I don't know if that's going to have an effect on this game. We'll have to wait and see. And you can see that Johnson is now at quarterback. Direct snap to him as he goes off tackle. So it's does that on 1st and goal. He's going to be brought down by Young. That's number 15. Pardon me, Smith, number 15 of the Force. And they're going to call him down at the 9. The Force is going to take their first time out of the half. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Force has been methodical. Well, they're not going to get away with that.
All right, fans, we are back. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. And the Force right now in a critical situation. Number 16 in at quarterback now, trying to find room, and he's going to get to about the 5-yard line. He's going to call him out of bounds at the 6. And that stops the clock and brings up third down. 4:09 remaining in the contest. Huge third down right here for the Force. So we'll see what happens here. Number 16 in at quarterback now, with Vines having come out, and that's Miles Andrews for the Storm. Of course, we've had player ejections, injuries. We've about everything you could ask for to happen in a football game, block kicks, special teams errors. This has been 360 degrees of two outstanding teams, and really what it boils down to, and let's see, there is a flag. Delay of game against the Storm. And coach is trying to get these guys to understand they got to close it out. So right now, and the Storm, it's understandable if they're a bit off of rhythm. But regardless of that, you gotta finish this thing and have an opportunity to do so and make it extremely difficult for your opposition. So there goes Johnson, and he's caught from behind. And he's going to go down at the 16-yard line. Let's see. They may have gained forward progress. And they're going to say he's down at the 15. And this is about as critical a fourth down as you could ask for in a football game. Now, the Force are down by 5. Do they attempt the field goal? Either way, remember I talked about those PATs earlier that were blocked. If he makes this one, it's only an 8-point lead, so theoretically, game could be tied. Let's see what happens here. And a delay of game. And that's going to push it back even further. This is going to be super tough now, as he should be. So the point of the kick will be from the 26. So it is well over, there's over 30 yards for sure. And it's a 2-minute warning. And you notice there's a guy under that goalpost for the Force. Anybody that's ever watched the Iron Bowl, you know what the kick 6 was. And what a way to start the season. Two great teams. Two championship teams. The Force coming in to the APDFL for the first time. And you cannot say they have not made their mark known tonight against the champions. Nonetheless, the champions do what champions do. They don't let things get them down. They continue to fight and now have the lead with 2 minutes remaining in the game. So here we go. number 12. False start against Columbus. And Graham is going to have to really work to get this one, as the point of the kick is now from the 31. Ball spotted at the 25. This is the moments that, these are the moments that, hey, if he makes this thing, this place is going to go electric. There it is. And it is no good. It's wide left. May have had the distance, but did not have it where it needed to be. So here we go. This one's, I'd say this last minute, 55 seconds, this was going to be for all the marbles right here. APDFL off to a fantastic start. Thank you for hanging in here with us with Moxie Media. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. Glad to be a part of this APDFL Commissioners Classic. Two great teams. APDFL could have had any two teams play, but they brought their champion, the Columbus Storm, and they brought in a team whose reputation preceded them, the Alabama Force, and you got all you could ask for and then some. So Louis right there at quarterback, and he puts it right down the middle. And he's going to get to the 48-yard line. And the receiver is slow to get up. And we're going to have to take an injury timeout. And that is Clack, a key member of the Force offense. Thought we were going to have to take an injury timeout, but we did not. Clack able to get up. Appears he may have just had the wind knocked out of him a little bit. Low snap. There's a flag. Let's see. False start. So Louis in at quarterback. And we've seen number 4 under center before. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 45. They are 4 wide. Louis gets the snap. Louis puts it up. And the ball is tipped. So that will bring up 2nd down. Moore getting his hands on the ball to disrupt that one. And the Force bringing that aerial attack and trying to figure out what's going on here. They finally get that ball set. This one took a bit. The snap by Louis. And that one is dropped by number 2, Fred Bowers. And that's going to bring up third down. So these next 2 downs will certainly be interesting with 1:22 remaining in the game. Ball at the 45-yard line. Fans on the edges of their seats. So there's Louis in shotgun. There he is. Got the snap. Rolls out to his right. And he accelerates. Ball pops out, but they're going to give him forward progress, it looks like, to the 46-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 6 for the Force. And they're going to take one of their timeouts. We'll be right back. All right, here we go, 4th and 6. Let's see what Louis does. And he is not going to make it. Number 24, Ty Dunklin gets it, but he cannot get there. Watch this here as the pass to Dunklin is complete, but he cannot get there. So this game was everything you could have asked for, and then some. I am headed towards the sideline right now as we speak.
Better shake hands with your helmet. They ain't gonna like that long.
So the clock continues to wind down. This has been all you could ask for and then some. I left my glasses upstairs, but I can see you guys out there. Nonetheless, an incredible game by both teams. The Force has nothing to hang their heads about. Welcome to the APDFL. You got to play the champions, and it was about as tight a game as you could ask for. All the defense you could ask for. They laid it all out here today. Both teams coming to make a statement, especially Columbus having won their first championship. The Force have a number of rings from the leagues that they have played in, and they came in here, and as their coach said, there are no surprises when it comes to knowing who the Force was. Nonetheless, as you can see at that scoreboard right there behind me, there is under a minute left to play. And at this point, It may just be a matter of taking a couple of victory knees, and that's it. There are no timeouts. So this thing is about to wrap up. And here we go. And the players are going to get lined up as the clock continues to run. Despite the scrum earlier, I guarantee you these guys have a ton of respect for each other. I believe that they will see each other again. I have no doubt about that in my mind. They are absolutely going to see each other again. So there's the handshake right there on the field. We're going to try to catch up with Coach once he gets done with the handshakes and they get back over here and talk with him to see what his thoughts are. And there it is. It's official. This one is a wrap. 18-13. The Storm comes away with the victory.
Commentator's favorite commentator, Aunt Mary. We'll see y'all at the next home game. Yes, sir.
Here we are with the handshake. I'm going to go catch up with Coach Warren. Coach Warren. Hey, Coach Warren, you got a quick second? You're going to put the score. You're telling me. You're going to put the scoreboard behind us. All right, Coach. You said it was going to be a scrap. You said it was going to be a scrap.
I wish I wasn't as right as it wound up. But it's two good teams. First game, had a lot of first game errors, a lot of first game jitters, but it feels good to be on top. But we got to see them again, and we got a long season. We got a lot of work.
Well, Coach, we're proud of you. You came out the right way. You knew what you guys were up against. You said there were not going to be any surprises. Y'all knew who they were coming into the league. So not a surprise there. And, you're right. There's a lot of rust as the season begins, and you're trying to shake everything off and get it going. But the second half, you look like a different team. You came out with the short throws, the short and intermediate routes, took advantage. It seemed like their defense was a little soft in the middle, and that you guys found that adjustment.
Yeah, it's a game of two halves, right? We had some things to try to clean up. We did better. We didn't do great, but we did better. But it's a lot of first substitutions, special teams, substitution errors, 12 men, things that we're going to clean up starting tomorrow.
Absolutely, and it's a new day, and everybody gets back at it. Congratulations, Coach.
Yes, thank you.
All right, fans, what a game. What a game and way to start out the season for the APDFL. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of Moxie Media. There's a lot of football left to play. Be sure to check these guys out as the season goes on. I want to say God bless each and every one of you. Good night, and God bless you all. We'll see you on the next one.